What we do at Mazda is very much inspired on Japanese culture and gardens. And
let me stop you immediately here, because what they do at Mazda is inspired by the country they're coming from. Relevant to who they are, relevant to the way the brand has developed over the years, a way of looking at cars through Japanese glasses, so to speak.
Nature, we're not kind of led by numbers, but by feelings. And we kind of try to order the feelings in one shape. In our design process, we maybe use processes that are similar to when an artist is creating a sculpture.
Again, this is a relevant take. There's some proper clay modeling going on at Mazda, and they use clay in a very different way compared to some other brands, but more on that actually in this video.
We're very lucky that our clay models are the best in the world. Working with them is just amazing. They're a real part of the design process.
The role of the modeler is to contribute to the creative process, not just to execute an idea. This means that I make sculptures, which can then inspire designers in their work where they sketch the cars.
Even in sketching, it's difficult to see how it looks like in real life.
This is a very relevant point, and it might be hard to understand how this works for those who are not in car design. You see so many magnificent cars on the road, and you've seen probably some of the sketches, some of the videos similar to this video done by Mazda. But what Kota is saying here is relevant. The sketch that you make on paper, even for a car designer, it's not always easy to understand how that will work on the road. So that's why we at Niels van Roij Design, when we're working on a coach-built car, we're still using full-scale models, either clay or through CAD, but we'll have them milled full-scale so you can walk around the car, so you can understand your vision and what it does in real life, in real perspective, in real light. And clay is an extremely helpful tool to understand your own design better, your own vision on proportions, on surfacing the skin of the car and jewelry, the small details. So a true relevant point here.
Because it's in every view, it looks different. And to express that subtle difference, we carefully choose colors.
Because the Kodo design is very simple. You don't have a lot of lines.
So we develop colors that have quite high contrast. So the highlights are really strong, the shadows are really strong, without becoming too gimmicky. So it still had to look premium.
Solid crystal is really beautiful color and perfect to express our passion.
But also the touch. We know that when people sit in the car, the first thing they do is touch everything.
You go into the car and you have this welcome feeling.
And their materials are very important, so we want to make sure that our materials feel real.
This may be, sounding a bit weird, the materials feeling real, but this is a truly important statement again. And a statement that I can refer to from a project many years ago when I was still a student. Spoke to then Peugeot designers, and they had worked on the facelift of the large sedan of Peugeot back at the time, this 607. That car used to have, pre-facelift, fake wood on the dashboard and on the doors, plastic wood. So what they did is they managed to push through for, think back in the time, a brand that didn't do overly well, so there wasn't a lot of budget, but they managed as a designer team to push through the bean counters real wood. But the perceived quality of it, so customers sitting in the car, they were saying, it's a shame they lost the real wood. So despite the fact that all this investment was done, they went from fake wood to real wood, the perceived quality was reverse. So it tells you something about how the human brain can, trick you into thinking things that are not there, or perhaps the other way around. Very important in car design. Car design is many things all at the same time, and it's also a bit of psychology. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
What I like very much is in our MX-30 the cork material, because it's related to the tradition of Mazda.
And I think the materials tell a story. The cork tells a story. And at the same time, we use materials to create this feeling of Jinbai Itai.
Again, Jinbai Itai, relevant for Mazda. Oneness of horse and rider, a Japanese saying apparently, or a vision on life perhaps. This relevance is key in car design. Patrick Lequemart, fantastic car designer that worked for Renault before Laurens van den Akker, fellow Dutch car designer, came in there. He also felt it was very important that people buying a new car, they buy into a specific culture. They buy into a country. Buying a Mazda, you buy into Japan. Show it through design. That's what they do at Mazda. Honesty.
Where we focus on, let's say, a directional view in the car, where you focus on the driving, and also there you can use materials to get to that point.
We see the car as a piece of art. The development is more like in an artistic way.
In sculpting clay and making sculptures, it's art. When we are modeling a car, it's craftsman.
Good thing about exterior design is it's a feeling. So it's not about thinking, it's more about heart.
This is very important for Mazda, to create this link between art, design and product.
Here in the center with all the different nationalities, this I think is a very important part of the design, and I think that makes the design really rich to have this influence from all these different nations.
Again, true statement. These people also are interviewed. Somebody has asked them questions and they're replying from their core. It's an honest interview about their job as a car designer in the widest sense, from clay sculpture to color and material designers to the stylists. All are interviewed and they tell from their experience. You can see from their eyes, from their body language, this is real. Quick link back to that Mercedes-Benz video. They were reading from, I don't know, a screen or somebody holding up some papers. It wasn't their genuine story. Sure, they asked their engineers to have a chat about the new C-Class, but this is real honesty again. And it takes some guts to do that, to have people go off script, if you like, because you don't know what they're going to answer. But if your question is honest and you want an honest reply, you get an honest video. Again, it's part of the whole philosophy clearly at the brand, that this honesty about what they are doing and why they're doing it has to be shown. And why not? All car designers are wildly talented wherever they are. It takes years of fighting to get through the right academies and universities to get your degree, and then to get into a brand again takes fighting and fighting and fighting. It's highly competitive. It's easier to be an astronaut than a car designer in the current day and age. So just show these talented people. And this video is way easier to watch than this cringe-worthy C-Class introduction. Okay, back to Mazda.
Such a creative ground that I think every designer would love to work in this company, because we really create things.
So it's that passion and that commitment and that skill set that we really want to use in an artistic way to develop a mass-produced product in the end.
again, truly well done. And despite the fact that the car and cars, multiple actually, you see in this video are actually already a bit older, the whole design language is still relevant. It's still what they're doing. And if you see the new tree, the new Mazda 3, what a magnificent piece of design. Put that next to the current Golf. The Golf is obviously, they tried to do something, and the Mazda just is. It's confident, it's not being brash, but it's confident about where it's from. This can only be a Japanese car. In its proportional statement, it's surfacing specifically, you know, this Kodo design language again, the way the surfaces twist, as this video has clearly showed, and the way the paint has been applied, materials in the interior, again, truly, truly well done. Thanks for tuning into this video on Mazda design, actually a video that you requested. Your preferences on car design are very interesting to me, so let me know in the comments what it is that you would like to see, if it's a specific brand, or in this case somebody requested the Kodo design language to be reviewed. Thank you. Truly enjoyable to do this kind of work, so let me know in the comments which type of car, brand, design language you would like me to review, and who knows, you might see this in the next review. Cheers!